it is time for the Poketuber tier list. Before we start, please don't be that guy who goes and says, this person's here, this person is here. This is based on episodes 1 through 25 of my Poketuber review series. So, in addition, I want to say this. The tiering will be based on 70% on their modern content, 30% on older stuff, 0% drama, but 100% my opinions. So, we're going to start with the fantastic Poketubers, because I think it's pretty obvious based on my reviews. First, Weedle Twin Needle. Now, the order doesn't really matter for the fantastic part, but Weedle is just... He's something else if we're being honest. Take into effect his older content, it was a work of art. Personally, I preferred it to his newer stuff, but he brought the older content back recently. And couple that with his Pokemon Showdown, you know, what were they called? The Saw compilations, which are so well edited. I feel like I could go on a 30-minute rant on how good this guy is, but I'm going to skip and go on to our next fantastic top tier Poketuber, and that is True Green 7. True Green 7, once again, just looking back at his channel because it's been a minute, he's just doing his thing. He is, once again, the unique ideas. You know, there's some things that I'm, you know, like a little bit like I'm not sure of, but I think if we're doing this comparing to everyone else on this tier list, he has to be fantastic. Once again, this is another one where I don't really know what to say for this, but I will assure you one thing. This is definitely one of the best channels I've reviewed so far. Next, Candy Eevee. This is a really good channel. Once again, the thumbnails, just looking at the modern stuff, the thumbnails have been slapping for me recently, and I think Candy Eevee is doing a remarkable job. Everything I was saying about her modern content and how it was good back then, she still maintained that to this day. The charm, the presentation, the art style, everything very good. I was actually going to put this channel in pretty good, but looking at it again, I decided that this channel, it would be unfair to put this channel in anything but fantastic. Next, False Swipe Gaming. False Swipe Gaming. There's not much to say about False Swipe. Let's keep it real. You know, consistent. You know, I could just direct you to the Poketuber review at this point. It wasn't that long ago, so everything pretty much has stayed the same. Once again, such a good channel. The reason why I'm breezing by my fantastic Poketubers is because this is kind of like the safer territory where I think most people would agree with what I'm saying. But now let's get on to a little bit more controversial Poketubers. Let's talk about the pretty good Poketubers. First, Blunder Thunder 777. Once again, let's keep in mind, this is 100% my opinions on this content. Any type of like criteria that I usually use for Poketuber reviews, it's just out the window. This is 100% my preference, and oh man, Blunder is just so good. He even has improved on some of the things that I've recommended in my review. Now, did he see my review? Probably not. But he did, you know, do my #1 recommendation, which was make his thumbnails more consistent. He's been doing that, and I'm liking it. And he's also been doing way more collabs, which I feel he is very strong at doing, especially with people that he knows, like Joey and CTC, and even Wolfy Vgc sometimes. And, you know, despite all of this, he still retains that same Blunder vibe that just made him so damn good and entertaining in the first place. Next, let's talk about Zwiggo. This man has been really good as of late. You can tell, like I'm pretty sure I said in that first Poketuber review, that effort is there. You could tell every time he's coming into a new project, there's a good, hard, genuine effort, and I just have to appreciate that. But even more, he's improved on his thumbnails. He's pretty much done the black text thingy that I was mentioning earlier. Now, I don't think he saw it, but, you know, you never know. Anyways, there's really nothing more to say about Zwiggo. He has done a little bit more unique stuff because obviously his field's becoming more saturated. He's doing legendary challenges now, fan games, and even spin-offs. Like, this is some good shit. Garboders. This channel is looking up in my opinion. I see some, like I said before in my original review, still some of the most innovative ideas, and he is making small quality of life changes. Like I said, his team, you know, when he goes over his teams, he put a skip counter. That's what we want to see. That's what I want to see specifically. Honestly, with Garboders, I'm breezing through these guys pretty quick because it's pretty obvious on my opinions toward them. But I think this channel is going in the right direction without a doubt. Now let's talk about Patterz. This is an interesting one. These recent reviews are kind of tough to judge, you know, comparing them to everyone else, because it's not like I'm looking for any improvement, but, you know, just moving on. Like I said in my previous review, Patterz is a very creative mind, and just comparing him to everyone else, like, his sheer creativity makes everyone else look like dog shit. And I just love that. And kind of looking back at some of the previous Poketubers, especially the earlier ones, I found a new appreciation for Patterz' creativity. And I was originally going to put him in average, but after looking through his channel, I gotta say he actually is pretty good. At this point, I would say we're done with the safe for work stuff. Now let's get into a little bit more spicy territory in terms of my opinions. We're gonna start with the average category. Starting off, Wolfy Vgc. I'd say his channel is more or less the same. He's still entertaining, but I'm gonna admit his webcam quality has gotten sharper, so it's nice to see that he's doing like little bits of tinkering. Now I'm gonna put him in average because he does nothing awful enough to make him trash, but nothing innovative enough for me to feel like he should be bumped up. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm kind of indifferent towards this channel. Next channel we're gonna be talking about Tyranitar. To my genuine shock, and I think this is honestly the channel that shocked me the most. I was planning to put this guy in the lowest tier, but he actually impressed me. While I feel like his Let's Plays are still a little bit lackluster, he's been mixing it up for sure. More discussion videos, and by discussion videos, I don't mean covering the little bit of leaked information from the Crown Tundra and stretching that shit out for 8 minutes. Like, actual, interesting, informative discussion videos. And Tyranitar, dude, keep going in this direction. It's some good shit. Bird Keeper Toby. I wanted to put Toby higher than average, but there's nothing really standing out. Now, to his credit, he has done some of the things I recommended, but personally, I feel his presentation and style, it just doesn't complement what he's saying in the video. And well, in my opinion, I feel that when you're doing these topic videos, I feel like the editing should complement the facts you're giving in the video. And for Birdkeeper Toby, he's just not doing that for me. And when I'm watching his videos, like, I'm good for like the first minute, but then I get bored out of my mind because it's just images and a dude talking. Like he does spice it up a little bit, like, you know, sometimes he brings it up a lot, but he needs to bring it up more. I want to see more of that, more high quality editing. Now let's talk about Tamisha Hiroka. If I could put this channel as no answer, I really would, because she doesn't even do much Pokemon content anymore, especially since we're talking about recently. For this channel though, I'll put it as average because, like Wolfy Vgc, I'm very indifferent towards this channel. Loxton and Ganagan. Now, let's keep in mind, this ain't going off my Poketuber review criteria. Yeah, I actually have a criteria. This is going off of my opinions, and I'm not gonna lie, this is a tricky one, but looking at this channel in retrospect, I'm not really sure where to put it, but I did decide to put it in average. Now, I don't personally, I'm gonna repeat that again, I don't personally enjoy it enough to put it as pretty good. I think the inconsistencies in this channel, it's just a little bit difficult to overlook for me. And since we're going off 100% my opinions, I'm gonna have to say, I agree Typhlosion, feel like this channel is average, if we're talking about me personally, the pacing is not where I would like it to be. Keep in mind, this is going back and recently watching his videos. Next, we're going to be talking about hoops and hip-hop. Now, I'm going to put this channel as average as well. Like the thumbnail I implied in my original Poketuber review, Pokemon Cardinal is the only exceptional, only phenomenal thing that stands out in this channel. The rest is the epitome of average in a Poketuber who does the type of videos that he does. Unfortunately, one great series is not enough to bump up the whole channel from average to pretty good. So considering the entirety of his channel, it's very average. Now, we're gonna move into the red zone, or as I like to say, almost trash. We're gonna start with Ruffled Rowlet. It pains me to say this, but I'm bumping Ruffled Rowlet down from what I initially thought he was gonna be. I thought he was gonna be pretty good to maybe even average, but his initial appeal was his split of unique and, you know, stretched out fluff leak content that I personally don't like. Now, the thing is, this bullshit content and his actual good stuff, it was kind of a nice 50-50 mix. So I didn't really mind all the bullshit, but now it looks like the bullshit has completely taken over. Once again, it's just this morally scummy, I know this coming from me, right? But just more profitable content. It's dominating his channel, and once again, we know he can do better, and it just sucks to see that he's spitting out this garbage of YouTube content. Like, this is literally, I'm gonna call it like it is. This is Verlsify's content, just edited better. Now, we did do some things about beta leaks, but it's just him with a face cam and scrolling, which takes away the complete appeal of his original videos. And before you say, you know, comment, well, he was doing this on stream. Yeah, I know that, but I'm just saying. Next, let's talk about Aura Guardian. Unfortunately, this channel is kind of meh, to be honest. There are so many little things that bug me, and the editing, it's good, but it's like the bare minimum of editing that makes videos like he does good. Once again, the thumbnails are ass, I'm gonna be honest. Teach this dude some color theory or something, and it feels like his channel has taken a sharp nosedive, and I gotta say this, bro. Like, I feel like he just doesn't even want to be doing this content anymore. He sounds so done in his videos. You can clearly tell. It's like he's like slacking off. Like, you know, it's like there's no real passion in his videos anymore. Now, let's talk about Munching Orange. Now, I still stand on my original statement that this channel has gone downhill and it has taken a sharp nosedive and is in general overrated. This might sound weird, but honestly, Munching Orange has done nothing scummy or really terrible enough to be considered trash, but I think he is nowhere near good enough in terms of his content to be average. What he does, especially his Let's Plays, they're not awful enough to be considered trash, but they're not even good enough to be considered average. It's like he's the one guy here whose content is just bad for being bad, and that sounds harsh, but that's just what I feel personally. Now let's talk about the trashiest of the trash Poketubers, starting with the one and only Mr. MandJTv. Going back and watching him, he is either unbearably cringy, which can mostly be attributed to his poor delivery with comedic stuff, and even worse, when he's not being this, you know, kid pandering cringy ass person, you know, he sounds incredibly dull. I don't know, maybe it was just the videos that I watched from him recently, but he looks so uninterested. Like, he's forcing the facial expression of I'm interested, but his voice and his body language clearly say otherwise. Now let's talk about Verlsify. Despite what the clickbait thumbnail may say, he's not a good Poketuber, and especially if we're factoring his recent Pokemon content, it's bad. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm gonna put this out here. Verlsify has a really good narration voice, but his execution is awful. It's like Poketuber reviews and pretty much everything I've been doing on this channel. Just lazy. Also, these videos just feel like fluff. Everything that Verlsify does in about 12 minutes, I could probably do that in like a minute and a half. This channel is just a walking L at this state. Now let's talk about the guy narrating this video, Green Typhlosion. Let's keep it real. This channel is just not it. No offense to myself, but the presentation is lazy. The speaking skills are... See, like I said, the speaking skills are downright pitiful. The thumbnails are clean though, but, you know, if I can apply what I have with my thumbnails with everything else, this could actually be a good channel. But, you know what? It's kind of trash, but like, the only thing that makes this channel stand out is the niche topic coverage. Next, we're going to be talking about A-Drive. He has one good thing on his channel, but he hasn't been doing it recently. He is pouring the Crown Tundra videos very heavily, and they are straight up out of his ass. And in addition, his Nuzlocke are genuinely terrible. Now, I don't want to seem like I'm getting at A-Drive's throat, because, like, I don't want to be that guy, but it's like, he's like Munching Orange, where the stuff he does, it's bad, but once you apply the Crown Tundra bullshit, it makes this channel so much worse. Once again, this channel's recent save for me personally is just not enjoyable at all. Now we're going to talk about Unlisted Leaf, aka the most recent Poketuber review. This is without a doubt the easiest one to explain. Once again, like I said, most recent, so I'm just going to make this simple on myself. And I'm going to direct you guys to the original video because quite literally nothing has changed within a week. Now let's talk about Jubilee Blaze. This channel has been out for 8 months. If I had the option, I would put this Poketuber as NA, but based off her recent stuff, I gotta say, this channel is just not it. And once again, this isn't even factoring the drama. Like I said in my original review, like, dude, like, her shit is like a worse version of what Birdkeeper Toby does. That's pretty much the best way to put it. It's like you're combining Birdkeeper Toby's lackluster presentation with MandJTv's, you know, him constantly sounding uninteresting and fusing it into a crappy channel. Now, finally, we're going to be talking about the Poketuber who has been getting me some views recently, Poketips. Honestly, I was thinking this Poketuber was going to be higher, but I saw his Let's Plays. His Let's Plays are the embodiment of everything I hate about Let's Plays. He is solely relying on the concept of his Let's Play being some extreme randomizer bullshit to hard carry the entertainment value rather than actually working on being an entertaining person. Once again, no offense to Poketips, but dude, I could replace you with a piece of tinfoil from my cabinet and nothing's gonna change about that Let's Play. So his Let's Play commentary, it's just ass. And recently he's been covering a lot of leaks. Actually, not just looking at his channel. I was originally gonna put him in kinda trash, but just looking at it, it's trash, bro. It's just, dude, it's shit, bro. Like, I'm not trying to be rude, but like, it ain't it. So that's pretty much the list. I'm gonna put the image up of the tier list up on the screen. Tell me whether you disagree, agree. Is this tier list a W, a N for neutral, or an walking L? That's pretty much the video, guys. I really appreciate you sticking with me throughout this series. Like, I cannot express my gratitude enough. Once again, this wasn't even anticipated to get any views, but I'm gonna cut this off short by saying make sure to watch some Poketuber reviews if you want the full story on each of these Poketubers. Consider subscribing if you like this kind of content, but above all else, have a good day.